This is the first time in human history where we have two generations of people who've never had real food, who've never tasted real food. They've been socially conditioned by the food and beverage industry to the point that their taste buds have been hijacked. When their taste buds were hijacked, it occurred when they were children. Most Americans eat sugar, starch, and a fat-centered diet, which will produce death and disease every single time. It becomes a very serious obstacle to get around because I have to treat a patient's taste buds before I treat the real disease. See, a person who is overweight, you see all these children running around who are overweight and these adults who are overweight, those persons are starving to death. When a person's overweight, they're literally starving to death because the body is not getting the nutrients that it needs. So what it does, it tells that person, feed me more, put more in. So this person overindulges and overeats to pacify the urge of hunger, the urge of nutrient deficiency that is going on inside of their bodies. And what happens is the body will store that garbage that they're eating as fat, and that person becomes overweight. But the reality is, when you see an overweight person, you're looking at a person who's starving to death. And most people don't understand that concept. So we really have to get behind the idea of natural foods to get away from the Codex Alimentaris initiative and agenda. Because what it's going to do, if you think you're seeing a sick nation today, you project this out about 10 to 15 more years, you're going to really see people dying of preventable diseases because they're malnourished. And not because there aren't grocery stores, not because there isn't a store to go buy things, but because what is in the food, what is inside of the food does not sustain life. And that's where we are now.
Elaborate on the concept I've heard you espouse before called nutritional genocide, how it came to be, what it is, and what you intend on doing.
Slavery required an outside force, and genocide requires an outside stimulus to make it happen. So rather than let world opinion attack you anymore as it relates to white people is doing something to black people, they looked at the behavior and the habits of black people, and like Pavlov's dogs, you remember with that, condition respond? They knew that if they developed a mindset, black people would automatically do it. So black people argue that they want to eat pigtails and pig feet. No matter what the statistics say about their health, they don't even pay any attention to that. And so they conspire in their own assassination, which is what we coin nutritional genocide. You force a man to do what you know is not in his best interest by making him think that he's free and this is his own personal choice. So he makes a decision to eat 2 Big Macs a day and drink beer every day and smoke cigarettes every day. He ain't really convinced that that's hurting him because his minister told him everybody got to die. And you got to die from something. So he decided to die from smoking cigarettes, drinking whiskey, eating bad food. That was his choice of weapon. Nobody is telling black men they can live. Black men lead in 8 of the top 10 cancers. And nobody asks, well, how did that happen? Because black men don't think apples and oranges and grapes and grapefruits are food. So they never eat those things. I'm a steak and potato man. You understand? I eat me some fish. So nobody's telling them nutrition is connected with their well-being. So nutritional genocide is just like the Willie Lynch. It was a well thought out plan of divide, conquer, and assassinate. So they don't have to sell you blankets with smallpox on it anymore. They just open up the
Crusty cream donuts.
Right. So they just open that up, and you go in there and buy a bag of them, and then next door to that is the 15-cent hamburger. You buy another bag of that, and then next door to that is the liquor store, and you buy your 40 ounce, and they got you.